All right, everybody, welcome back to the Pacesetter program. Last week, Bernard Parks appeared on the program, and today we have the gentleman who also is competing with him, who wants that District 2 office for the Los Angeles County supervisorial position, Mark Ridley-Thomas. Welcome to the program. Appreciate it. Senator Mark Ridley-Thomas, thank you so much.
In the house. Good to see you.
It's my pleasure. We go back many, many years ago when we were part of the, well, you and Antonio Villaraigosa were co-chairs of the Black-Brown Roundtable. And
right.
I remember sitting around all these potentates and said, what the heck am I doing here? So I appreciate that experience. And right now, let's talk about you and why you're running for the office. The very first question, why do you want to be the county supervisor representing District 2?
Well, because I have a commitment to the people of this district and to the county at large. I've served the people of the 2nd District as a city council member, as a assembly member, as a senator, and I understand what it means to be a public servant, committed to change, working for change, and delivering results. That's what public service is about. It is my passion, and it is essentially why I'm interested in being the next member of the County Board of Supervisors.
The Los Angeles Times editorial a few weeks ago, they always endorse folks. Sometimes they don't. Now, they said some very, very nice things about you throughout the column, the editorial. But at the very end, the bottom line was that they were going to go with Councilman Bernard Parks. First question, why do you think they went with Bernard Parks? And two, why not you?
Well, I think they made it clear why they chose to endorse Bernard Park, although, as you indicate, they showed quite a bit of love to me, heaped a lot of praise on me, but ultimately said that Bernard Parks mirrors their market-driven decisions. And if that's the case, the market that we currently point to is not the best picture of health. And so I think both the LA Times got it wrong, and I frankly believe that Bernard Park has it wrong. And the people of the 2nd District did not agree with the LA Times, and that's why in the field of 9 I came in first with 46% of the vote. And I fully intend, with the support of all of those who have indicated their interests, a broad coalition, I should say, of people from business to labor to women's groups to environmentalists to religious leaders to a whole host of individuals. They then are pledging their support because I'm a coalition builder, as is evidenced from my work going back 25 years. I believe in change, and change that translates into results and improvement in the quality of life for our people.
If Bernard Parks, both of you are at a town hall, and both of you, and just letting folks know about who you are and what you have done for the community. Bernard Parks would say, well, I represented you as a policeman, I represented you as the chief of police, I represented you as a city councilman, and so basically the demographics of the folks I represented are the same that I'm going to represent in District 2. How different are you from Bernard Parks after I gave that statement?
Well, I represent another generation of leadership, and that leadership is much more broad. I've been a school teacher, and I had a wonderful time teaching school and experienced quite a bit of success. I've been a civil rights advocate and leader, as is well documented in terms of my work with the Southern Christian Leadership Conference, founded by Martin Luther King Jr., a community organizer of extraordinary credentials. And in addition to that, I've been in public office for some 17 years and have a strong record in terms of economic development, job creation, the empowerment of communities, the establishment of the Department of Neighborhood Empowerment, with a far-flung...
The first neighborhood councils. You were in the vanguard of the neighborhood councils.
Exactly. And much, much more. My background and orientation has been much broader than the other candidate in this race.
Let me just throw this out to you. You brought up in the earlier part of the conversation with me, you stated that you were a city councilman, a state assemblyman, and now a state senator. And when I mentioned those things to him, He said, that's right, but he never has held a job for a long period of time. How do you respond to that?
Well, frankly, there's never been a job that I have been dismissed from or wasn't able to renew my contract.
It was on your own volition?
In each instance, as is the case in this instance. And it's just simply baseless to assert such. I served on the Los Angeles City Council for nearly 12 years. And the reason I left the council was my term had ended owing to term limits. That's twice the length of time that Bernard Parks has been on the city council. I have much more experience, much broader orientation. And to the extent that that is the case, when you look at my experience in state legislature, I've been in the state legislature longer than Bernard Parks has been on the city council. And so I think that's just a kind of a gimmick to try to engage in innuendo that is really not substantiated.
Well, let's bring the public up to date. I asked the same question of Mr. Parks last week. Let's just bring the viewers up to date in case folks did not watch the program last week. Give us the demographics of the county, number one. Number two, the general kind of northeast, west, south boundaries that you're going to be representing. And number three, the income levels of the district, basic income levels of the district.
It is the most diverse district in the county of Los Angeles.
District 2 we're talking about.
The second supervisorial district is the most diverse district, and it covers communities ranging from Culver City and its demographics all the way over to Compton, from Wilmington to Westchester. It is a district that represents roughly
so you're talking about the port?
Yes, but just north of there.
North of Port. Okay.
175 square miles, and the full range of communities involved. If you were to look at the electorate, you would look at roughly 41% African American, 29% would be Anglos, 24% would be Latinos, and the balance 6% would be Asian Pacific Islander. It is the most diverse aspect of any county seat in the county of Los Angeles.
What kind of problems does that present?
It presents great opportunity. And this is essentially why I've been committed to change. This is essentially why I've been committed to empowerment, which is my signature in public office, and including people to work together for the improvement of the entire community.
Do you think, before I get it, because we have a couple of minutes in this segment, do you believe there's a tale of two cities with 110 separating your district in terms of income, demographics? East of 110 is a high number of Hispanic or Latinos, as opposed to west of the 110 freeway. Is there a tale of two cities because the 110 separates both of your, not cities, but the district you represent?
Arguably, but the important message to understand and appreciate is the following: that empowerment brings about a common set of interests that would be embraced by communities no matter where they are located. And as I move from one city to the next, one area to the next, whether it's View Park on the one hand or Lenox on the next, there is a sustained interest in quality health care, a sustained interest in public safety, a sustained interest in economic development and job creation. These are fundamentally important to everyone.
So opportunities are synonymous with interests.
Indeed, and it can never be forgotten that education is an important issue across the board because it is, in fact, the lowest common denominator.
And I don't want you to be a producer on the show, Senator, because that's going to be my next question in the next segment. That's a great segue. Let's go to a break. We'll be back with our guest right after this message. Don't run away.